Cool. I didn't hear that on your end, but I'm assuming it.
I clapped.
Okay. No, I saw you clapped. I'm like, I didn't hear it on the microphone, but oh well. I mean, we started close enough, so we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okie doke. First episode. You okay?
Yeah, I just feel like there's a sneeze coming on. But yeah, first episode. This is where it all begins.
This is where it all begins. Did you want to take it away, or let me, or what do you want to do?
You know, you start us off.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm like, let's see here. Nah, start us off. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the first ever episode of WannaBe Artists. My name is Matt.
Yeah, and my name is Josh.
And we're two wannabe artists.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Pretty
Two
much.
wannabe artists. We got ideas. We got more ideas. And we got ideas on top of that.
We got ideas on top of ideas. We got ideas under ideas. We got ideas asking other ideas out. You know, asking them out for dinner, having a nice evening, and then just having a good old fun time in the evening.
Full of ideas.
Full of ideas. They're going to be making even more ideas.
No.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to start it off. We were just figured starting this off, we'd go into a little background about ourselves. This is just kind of an intro into what's going to be our podcast going forward. Just start out, intro each other, give little backgrounds, and then just get right into it.
Yes, let's jump in. As I mentioned before, my name is Matt. Our background is basically we're two cousins of the same family, and we've known each other basically since birth. Hung out, made a bunch of videos.
I apologize, but there's still, I think, a picture of us like in the crib together or something like that. I think my dad has it.
I was supposed to say your dad found like a photo. Was he cleaning his apartment or something?
I think he was. I wonder if he still has it. He is known to throw stuff away.
Oh God. Well, I'm glad I'm glad he sent a picture of it, because like I'm like my dad where I'm a pack rat. I never throw anything away. Everything is precious.
Don't ever let me help you move. I'm terrible. For example, when I moved to Seattle, I threw everything away. I started new.
To be fair,
terrible.
you live a lot more minimal than I do. Yeah, whereas I think I'm the exact opposite, where it's like it's hard for me to get rid of things. In fact, I like to stash things. I'm like a rat, a pack rat. But when it comes to like memorabilia, like pictures and stuff, for sure, I will never throw those away. It's the other things, like, oh cool, there's this toy that I've had since I was 5 years old. Do I need it? No. Do I have it? Yeah. Why do I still have it?
No, I just I'm terrible. Like because just put in perspective, this will give people a little bit idea of the kind of person I am, though. And I'm sorry I cut you off and went on this ramble.
No, go for it.
When I moved back to Seattle, and we'll explain that, I was for 3 months, and before I left, I gave my bed frame away. I gave my favorite desk away. I threw away my dresser. I just got rid of everything and moved.
Oh my God.
No.
But why?
It wasn't 3 months. I was there for 5. Okay, 5 months. 5 months I moved back, and I'm sleeping on the floor on my mattress with no dresser.
Dude, honestly,
and no
okay.
desk, and I was like, "Why did I do all this?" I'm so
Sleeping
dumb.
on the floor is weirdly cozy, though. At least when so down here, in Los Angeles, when I first moved into my Glendale spot, it was so cozy to sleep on the floor. Granted, I had like a futon and a mattress and stuff. Now I actually have a bed that's like above, but it was so nice. Just literally roll over. I'm on the floor. Just do some yoga in the morning. Wake up and bam, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I think a part of it too is especially out there, because it gets hot where I'm at, but in LA I'm sure it gets really hot, and so
I'm on the second floor too.
Heat rises for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have my AC running set to 70 degrees, and it'll take pretty much like if I can have it running straight on from like 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. and then it will finally just stop. And I noticed if if it's getting a little bit cold at around 10, cool, I'll shut it off. That's fine. 15 minutes, it rises 10 degrees. It's stupid. I hate it.
I hate the heat. I am one to turn the AC on in winter and bundle up in blankets. But I will say,
it's funny, 'cause I used to wear shorts growing up.
I know. The only thing that sucks is when you wake up in the morning and you're going to jump in the shower. Getting out of the shower is the most miserable thing in the world.
Yeah, dude, I know. I lived in Bremerton, Washington for a long, long time. And I remember, like, I was on the bottom floor, too, where it's freaking freezing.
Your house would get so cold at night.
I don't know why. I think it's just straight up because my parents didn't want to pay for heating. Which during summer, it was the best thing ever because it could be like a nice 70 to 80, 90 degrees outside, but inside it was always 15 degrees cooler. It was so nice. I'd go upstairs, after like just working out at my desk, and my mom would like look at me and just go, "How are you in a long sleeve shirt and like your PJs?" And I'm like, "It's cold over there. It's cold downstairs. It feels nice." Okay, so this is just an example of the format of our podcast. We're trying to do something a little bit different compared to any other podcast. We're just kind of two dudes, two bros talking to each other. We both have similar passions, yet different journeys, and we want to keep things pretty chillax, just keep things pretty casual. So the first 10, 20, 30 minutes is really just us talking. And we're either like catching up or we're just sharing stories, whatever the case is. It's just nice and chill. And then after that, the second half of the podcast is a bit more productive. It's a bit more about like, what about us is a wannabe artist? Like, what about us is an artist? What are we doing? What projects are we doing? So, welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, so good. I was gonna say, get back into your introduction.
Sure.
I got so sidetracked there.
No, this is fine.
Anyways,
this is great.
Yeah.
So a little bit of background. We're two cousins, and we've known each other forever now.
I don't know. Sorry. That was just funny.
No, you're good. You're good.
Background twice. Little background. We're two cousins.
Not 3. Not 1.5.
All right, now do it again. All right,
okay,
one more
okay.
time.
So we're two cousins, and
okay, continue.
And sorry. I think people we'll go through more of our background in later episodes, but that's all they need to know. Just we like hanging out with each other. We're basically just best friends within the family, so that's cool. My name's Matt. I make movies, and I'm a wannabe movie maker. But I'm wanting to redefine movies. I think I want to do something different than what Hollywood's done. I basically want to do Hollywood stuff, Hollywood quality, just without like Hollywood itself, if that makes sense. But I'm a visual artist. I've been drawing all my life. Josh and I have made videos a lot growing up, and that's what I'm doing. I used to live in the Seattle area, currently living in the Los Angeles area, and at some point plan on going back to the Seattle area and making movies over there. I love sci-fi. I love Mass Effect. I love robots. And those are pretty much going to be the things I make movies about. I want to make movies that I want to watch.
And I don't think it should be any other way, personally. I mean, if you're going to do what you love, why not make it something you're going to enjoy?
Pretty much, exactly. Well, I mean, there's a lot of logistical
passion,
business reasons, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then that's when the passion project comes out, and then everyone's going to see the passion in it, just like District 9.
Oh, well, even then, the passion project was more or less alive in Johannesburg.
Yes. And
then somebody noticed that and said, yo, I'm going to give you money. But how did that...
Peter Jackson.
Thank you, Peter Jackson. Now, that's the hard part that I have is like, how do you get things noticed? You have all the passion in the world, you have all the talent in the world, yada, yada, yada. Or even if you don't have the talent, you know where to find that talent. But how do you get that seen to anybody else? How do you market it? And that's where the business side comes in. That's the side that I'm not quite the most skilled in, but, you know, we're getting there.
Yeah, and then I guess that's when we can go into my brief background here. That's defining wannabe artists. What I like about this is we both have very what's the word for it? Similarities and enjoyment, like the things we like. Because I'm very much as well into sci-fi, but I also like fantasy as well. So I'm in. I got a broad range of what I'm really into, but it's so easy for us to still come together and nerd out on stuff. A lot of the projects Matt's made, I've watched on repeat because I think they're awesome. Drone,
thanks.
I thought was awesome because I'm into the same kind of stuff. So it just makes it that much better, I guess. Just it just makes it easier. I mean, we could talk for hours about just about anything and both find enjoyment from it. So
pretty much.
And just where he left off on the business side of things, that's the art. I'm in a way, I guess it's art. I've been in sales basically my adult years. I have a background in music. I really enjoy playing music, all sorts of listening to music.
What instruments have you played?
Yeah, I was playing drums for like 7 or 8 years. And there's such a cool story behind that too, which we can get into at later times. But guitar, and then recently, my biggest thing has been singing. That's kind of always been what I've really wanted to do. Just haven't had the confidence to do so, but or really the tools that I wanted, which is an excuse in itself. But having the tools now that I have, like a nice microphone, a MIDI, it's a nice setup at home. It does give me a little more confidence to do so.
You should look into some online videos for like home studios and stuff, turning like a corner or a closet into a studio. Like there's plenty of videos out there. Even us at Indie Mogul, like we made something like that.
Yeah. I've been looking into that, and this was one of them. I just had like this mic, and then the MIDI import I purchased. We're all part of that. Like a budget friendly, high quality or as high quality as you can get for the price.
I mean, this day and age, I always like to compare it to the 80s and 90s, or even like the early 2000s. Like, look at how far even our own cell phones have gone from you and I making these really short little, not even standard def. It's like lower than standard def video to now I can shoot in 4K on 320 video to now shooting on 4K within the matter of a decade. Like, what the heck?
Phone, I know.
On a phone,
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, so that's really me. I definitely have passion projects I want to do. This podcast being one of them. This is something I want to keep moving forward. Just keep rolling with that. As far as
this is also take 3 of the intro of the first podcast, which is kind of funny. It's like this is how passionate we are. Like we did this 2 other times. Yeah.
And I don't know. Beyond that, I've just developed a keen sense for business, and wanting to pursue. But I guess in a nutshell, I've been reading more into what a producer does, and that's that's literally what it is.
A producer for movies, or a producer for like music, or either producer for what?
So for movies, it's different. Like I haven't really looked into music. I feel like the producer on a music set is different. Don't they like mix audio?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know movie
I don't
stuff.
want to pretend like I do.
So this is all part of WannaBe artists. This is we don't know
the way you
yet.
Describe producer was kind of gets the brand out there, the name of that. No, that's more of a
The essential of a producer, to my knowledge, is they're the ones that give money. They're the ones that are like they fund whatever that project's going to be.
Fuck that. Part of my French. No, so like a promoter, like marketing. I think.
Yeah, okay. And,
more of a, yeah. Like I would
I don't know
love
what you would call
to
that.
take, for example, let's say we wanted to get drone into a theater or into like or to get funded for something. I would love putting a PowerPoint together, presenting it in front of like a group for a meeting, breaking down the money we need versus how they're going to be reimbursed, where the funding's going to go, show the charts, show trailers, like
Yeah, I get what you mean. I guess there's a somewhat difference between, like, say, an indie producer and like a Hollywood producer, because a Hollywood producer's like, yeah, I'm gonna fund you this amount of money and go make this movie and make us millions, or billions at this point. Whereas like an indie producer's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna organize how the money is being spent, and here's how we're gonna get that money, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different.
Or even if we like, let's say you wanted to make like do some more commercial work, I'd love making the connections with people.
You're a lot more of a people person than I am. I can be a people person, but like after 10 minutes, I'm just like, all right, can we go home?
It's funny. So we have a marketing team at the job I work for, and I'm a paralegal currently, which is such an oddball thing for me. But it's what's paying the bills, so I'm okay with it.
Sure, absolutely.
I don't mind it at all, and the people I work with are, they're great. But we have a marketing team, and a lot of what they do is just make those connections with like provide like medical providers, things like that. And I'm just like, man, I like that. Like that's kind of just. That's what I'm into. I like making the connections for people. I'm getting their name out there. I think that'd be something down the road I'd love to get more into, and that's all part of this WannaBe artist things, is figuring out, how to get to those next steps.
Absolutely. Well, I have an idea for later after our miscellaneous talk about like what are we currently doing? What's our money making like job as of right now, and then what are our passion projects. But first, top 10 movies. I have an idea on my top 10 movies. Now this is of all time, but
oh shoot,
Josh, what are your top 10 movies of all time?
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a minute.
It's also early in the morning too, so this may not help too much, but I actually have mine written down somewhere, because honestly, like I can get to like 7, but my brain just doesn't remember the last 3. But because I have it written down, I think I have a pretty good idea on what those 10 are. I'll double check after I say them.
Can I use a trilogy?
You can use a trilogy to represent one movie. So you can't say like, my top 3 are Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. Cool, there's my top 3. I'm like, no.
Okay. So this is not in any order. We can come back and put them in order.
Sure, yeah.
Because I will be upset if I listen back on this later after I've really had time to think about it. I'm like, why did I put this above this?
Dude, right? I've done that before.
Yeah. So, in no order. Okay. All 3 Lord of the Rings movies. I guess that counts as 1. The Batman trilogy.
By Nolan?
Huh?
By Nolan? Chris Nolan?
Yeah. Yes, Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Inception.
You Chris Nolan fan.
I am. I'm a huge Chris Nolan fan. And then
okay, so those are 3.
Yeah, 3, and then John Wick.
Nice.
Okay.
So like high concept, epic, and action is the theme here.
Exactly. And then What's next? District 9 for sure.
Yes.
That
Absolute
is a
classic.
phenomenal movie.
Oh my god.
To this day, this was great. My girlfriend has not seen a whole lot of movies. Like, and she's seen movies. Like, it's not like she's been under a rock.
Oh,
but
sure.
I've just been opening that door. She had never seen The Matrix, and that's number 6.
Oh my god.
She had never
Nice. Okay,
seen
number
it.
6. Huh.
Yeah, and I was just so happy to be able to show her it. And we watched District 9 too, and that just blew her away.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really cool when like your partner just like doesn't know certain things. Okay, that sounds weird, but it's like, yeah, my partner's never played this game before. Like, doesn't even have a console. Well, let's introduce them this.
Well, and you get to show them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you get to show them, and it's fun because like it's like you're kind of reliving it, but through their eyes of like this is the first time they're experiencing it. Oh, I remember my first experience. Like I don't know, it's like it's a shared experience and a really dynamic one at that.
So great. It's so great. I'm just smiling thinking about it. I love it. I'll like sit there just for the reaction.
Oh. Yeah.
But anyways, so 6. Okay, 7.
So you got The Matrix as 6. Looper. Oh, dude, I want to rewatch Looper with you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years.
I love that movie.
It's phenomenal.
What's gonna be next on this list?
I know it's always the last 3. It's always the last 3 that's like, wait, what would be there? I'm gonna see if I can try guessing some of them. You already said John Wick though, and The Matrix. So we also have a Keanu Reeves fan.
I mean, can I, future tense and say Tenet? Like I already know it's gonna be great.
No, but I'll allow it. Sure.
No,
as
I'm not
how about
that.
You can use that as a temporary. You can use that as a temporary number 8 if you really can't think of them.
Yeah, I have a top 10. Actually, I have
anything animated.
No, I'm not too big into animated movies. So I'm gonna add a comedy in there.
Yeah,
this is true. So it's called Superbad.
Oh my god, that's a classic, dude.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Nice. All right, so that's number 8.
Yeah, and then I do have to throw in a Marvel movie. And it's not Deadpool. I thought Deadpool was definitely.
Oh, I thought you meant Marvel as in cinematic universe, not like just general superhero movies.
No,
well, okay, you already have Batman up there, but
okay, the first Guardians.
Really?
Yeah, I know that's surprising, but just the first time. So what I put in my top 10 are movies that are on a technical level for me phenomenal. The storyline, the 3 acts, how it all fits together. Because some of these top 10s I've had to take multiple viewings for me to really appreciate the movie.
For sure.
But some of them, like John Wick and Guardians, for example, first time I saw them in theaters, I was just blown away. Like I just didn't want it to end. If that makes sense. I was just like, is there more?
Like some are a slow burn that's like,
right,
this is actually brilliant. And then others are like, this is a like straight out of the movie theater. This is a classic. 10 years later, I still love this movie. I get you for sure.
Just two more.
It's I think one more. I lost count actually.
No, I think it's 2 because I took Tenet out. That's not fair. That's cheating.
So you have I'm trying to recount. Lord of the Rings, District 9, Guardians, Looper, John Wick. Hold, I actually need to write this down. It is it's even early for me. It's even early for me. What the heck? Okay. So John Wick, Lord of the Rings. What was it? Matrix. District 9.
Looper.
Looper, thank you. Looper. Super bad.
There's another sci-fi one, but I can't
1, 2,
figure out what it is.
7. What was the other one? You mentioned it. It was somewhat early on too.
Was it Batman? Batman?
Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah. Batman's. Okay, now we're on 8. You had one more. Okay, maybe yeah. I guess he did have 2 of them. 2 left.
So movie.
Just
because there's another one. I'm not putting the pieces together.
So currently we have Lord of the Rings, Matrix, John Wick, District 9, Looper, Superbad, Batman. There's one that we missed, and the listener to this is like, "You guys, what are you doing? How do you not remember? You just said it."
Yeah, this is us. I'm such a big movie buff. I have to get this right.
Oh, Guardians, duh. Guardians.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, 2 more.
So the Raid movies.
Raid?
Yeah, it's called The Raid.
I don't think I've seen that.
Watch those.
Okay.
They're phenomenal.
Raid.
They're martial arts movies. Pictured the first ones. So before Dread came out, it was the same concept,
so
like where he's going up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
What about Ip Man or Star Wars or like a childhood favorite or
This one's actually difficult because it's between The Martian and Edge of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gun to your head. What do you pick? You just gotta pick. You just gotta do it.
Martian. The Martian.
There you go. Martian. Good old Ridley.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Nice, dude.
That's Ridley?
And Ridley Scott.
No way. Oh,
yeah, dude.
He still got it.
I know, right?
Take out Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh. For what?
I'm going back a little bit.
Ooh.
Take out because I have to have a comedy in there, and it was between Superbad and Step Brothers. But Superbad's definitely. But take out Guardians, and it's
And put in Step Brothers.
No. No, it's oh shoot! I completely lost it.
No.
Completely lost it. Now I'm upset. I guess we have to leave it. If it comes back to me, it comes back to me.
There we go. Okay. So overall, like a lot of realism in these. So like there's a few high concepts here and there from, say, Looper with time travel, Lord of the Rings with fantasy, but a lot of these are weird, or even Guardians. But a lot of these are pretty grounded. Like District 9, for it being sci-fi, it's like contemporary, basically. John Wick, I mean, it has its own fantastical element
Keanu Reeves is my
sublayer.
favorite actor.
Keanu Reeves he's in the new Cyberpunk game.
I know. We have to talk about that. Maybe at a later date.
Sounds maybe for another podcast we can talk about that. But
because I can talk
hyped.
about that. Yeah.
I'm hyped as a fan of Cyberpunk. Yes. Even The Martian, though, it's science fiction, but it's like grounded science fiction.
Gladiator.
Oh. Ooh.
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you're like, I need another comedy. Gladiator.
No. I meant like I have to keep a comedy in there. So it was between getting rid of Guardians or Superbad.
Gotcha. Did you know I didn't see Gladiator until like I think I was like 21 or 20.
Really?
Yeah. Tony had to come over and force me to watch it. He didn't really like force me, but it was just one of those things. And like, I've never seen the movie. It's not that I hate it, but it's like, I have no reason to go see it outside. Oh, it's one of the best movies of all time. Like, oh, cool, neat. I'll get to it eventually. It's phenomenal though. Also, I think that's a Ridley Scott movie too.
It is.
Yeah. Classy Ridley.
But okay,
all right.
that's me. Those are
nice.
my movies.
So to reiterate, John Wick, Lord of the Rings, District 9, Matrix, Looper, Superbad, the Batman Chris Nolan trilogy, Gladiator, Raid, and The Martian. These are Josh's top 10 movies at 2020. They could change, they could stay the same, but as of right now, on 4th of July, this
Happy
is his
4th of
top
July,
10.
everybody.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. And if it's not the 4th of July, happy day.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, happy
Hell
Monday.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. This isn't even the ending. All right. I'm putting down what you're hyped for. I already know what the first one is. What's your second movie that you're hyped for?
Tenet.
No, that's your first one. What's your second one?
Tenet.
That's it? You're going to go watch
dude.
that? Not even like the new Spider-Verse coming out next year?
No, I just want to see Tenet.
What?
I'm serious. I'm serious. There is
right.
nothing off the top of my head that I can think of I'm genuinely hyped for besides Tenet.
You're a fanboy.
I am. Anytime he drops
that's awesome.
Like a new movie, I'm like, yes. Let's do it.
All of his movies are
body
so
is
good, though.
ready.
Like I think you and I have a different perspective on it, because like for me, I'm like, Christopher Nolan is amazing, but there's an element that's like, I don't know, maybe it's like the hipster in me coming out a little bit, but it's like he's overrated, but he almost deserves how overrated he is, if that makes sense. Like he's got fanboys, and that's awesome, but I don't know. It's like there's a part of me that's like, but I feel like he's trying a bit hard. But at the same time, I also really dig his stuff. Interstellar, I think it's mostly just Interstellar. Interstellar is the one that I'm mostly have issues with. That's the only one that I'm like, why are you trying to be 2001: A Space Odyssey? Just make it.
Yeah.
Like on a visual level, it is groundbreakingly stunning. Yeah. But everything else about the movie, I'm just like, dude, what is going on right now?
Yeah, I agree with you. If he toned back a little bit on trying to be so smart about...
Yeah.
I know that sounds bad. It smart can be in a bad way sometimes. Like, for example, you call... this is as broad as you can get, but you call someone a smart ass, you're not being nice. So, like, it can be a little bit of a negative. I think it kind of... the concepts are there, and I read a little bit of the script, and it's genius on paper. But translated onto the screen for me, it was too much. I felt like he could have dialed back a little bit on the, what would you call that? On the
on just the visuals. Dialed back on
like the story, like the complexity of the story.
Oh, I see. I guess like
because I was able to keep up, but after a while, I was like, he's kind of reaching. He's really reaching with some of with some of these concepts.
Well, what's interesting is like because it's weird. A lot of people who have seen Interstellar probably haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like they know of that movie.
Yeah,
and I actually dude, I actually kind of adore 2001. Dude, before I moved, I remember we had this thing where like you and I wanted to watch all of the Stanley Kubrick movies, like The Shining, 2001.
Hardcore.
Well, I mean, that was also like mid-drone too, so like I didn't really have the time for anything too. So like next time though, let's just do a movie marathon of Stanley Kubrick stuff. Yeah, we'll start with maybe Clockwork Orange. Yeah, dude.
Like
look up pretty much it.
The afterwards. Like as soon as we're done with one, we talk.
Ooh, yeah, dude. That could be its own podcast, like a bonus episode in a way. Just like, hey, we just got done watching this movie. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
We got to watch Clockwork Orange, 2001, The Shining, and Full Metal Jacket. I think is the other one. I've never seen Full Metal Jacket.
I've never seen Full Metal Jacket. I've seen The Shining.
I have
to.
Still
dude, creeps me out.
I love The Shining. I saw it for the first time about 2 months ago. And then immediately after that, I watched Dr. Sleep. But I freaking adore The Shining. I don't even know why. It's like, this guy is going insane and terrorizing his family. Why do I want that? But it's so brilliant. I watched that movie and I immediately voxed Tony. I'm like, dude, I miss movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, maybe not necessarily the 90s per se. Like late 90s, I think got a little edgy. but like there's just a thing about storytelling back then that just felt so. It feels nostalgic, which is funny because it's not even the golden age of Hollywood. But anyways, okay, so Tenet.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
All right, your turn.
Oh man.
And I want them in chronological order from 10 being your least of your favorites.
Oh god.
And 1 being the best of your favorites.
Oh god.
I'm not gonna make you do that.
I mean, I know the top 3 pretty well.
I don't even know that.
Wait, what?
Your top for myself. Sorry.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can guess a few of my movies, but
Blade Runner.
Yes, that is, I think, probably my number 1. Now, I will combine Blade Runner and 2049 because to me, like,
it is a sequel.
It is a sequel, but they're so different. Like, there's
still
similar.
A sequel.
It is. So I'll count them as both for.
You can count it as both.
Yeah, but I adore both of those movies. But 2049 kind of does something similar to what Christopher Nolan does, which is like it tries to be a little too artsy-fartsy sometimes, or it tries to be a little too slow. But dude, I love it.
It's in my top 20.
Like, yo, nice.
Yeah.
And I recognize the first Blade Runner had like its own issues, but every masterpiece has its own flaws. And in fact, sometimes its own flaws kind of, it gives it more of a human element. It's not just a factory machine made movie. But anyways, Scott Pilgrim. That'd be yeah, dude, I mega adore Scott Pilgrim. From like the visuals to it's like Edgar Wright. I watched The World's End, and then I went back to watch Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I think there's another Edgar Wright movie that I saw. I'm trying to remember which one that was. But basically, like, he is a practical visual genius when it comes to like how to tell a story through film. A lot of his stories could just be generic, but like he utilizes like, wait, this is a movie. This isn't real life. So we can utilize some real or some movie like qualities like using a whip pan as a transition or having to like use jump cuts as a way of. I'll send you a video from Every Frame of Painting. It perfectly encapsulates why Edgar Wright is brilliant in just movie making. But
I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm a huge Edgar Wright fan. And
nice.
Like he's another director that for the most part I can confidently say he's going to drop a movie, it's going to be good. There's going to be enough enjoyment out of it. I'm going to have a good time.
I cried to Baby Driver. Granted, I was also moving at the time. Oh my god, yeah. It was like I watched it the day before you showed up.
Dang it.
The day before you showed up, and which was the day before I moved down here. I watched it, and I just started like crying a little bit because like he's borderline deaf, and he's listening to his mom's voice on the speaker with his hand, and I'm like, and I'm leaving my family.
I'm so mad right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was like a really good one of yours.
I'm so mad. That is such a good movie.
It's wonderful.
I've seen it like 8 times since it came out.
I've only seen it twice. Oh, okay. I've seen it once, but I've seen like so many clips for it that it's like I've seen it twice.
I did not. How did I not know that was Edgar Wright?
Oh, dude. Well, that one felt a little bit more grounded. Outside, of course, the intro, like that movie itself felt a little more grounded for Edgar Wright. It didn't have as much English humor in it.
That opening, sorry, not to cut you off. That makes sense because that opening scene, I was like, I know this. Like this is a style I know this, and it felt so comfortable. That I don't know why I never looked it up though. That's funny. That actually
most don't. Most just see.
Now I'm gonna go
actors.
watch it again just to see the Edgar Wrightness.
Yeah.
in it.
Well, this is the most grounded I feel Edgar Wright has ever made a movie for. It's like it's the most American, I think. But anyways, so Scott Pilgrim, love the visuals.
Yes,
it's based on a comic. I went to go read the comics after watching the movie, and it's just as quirky and fun. A lot more in depth in the comics, but isn't every book or novel or whatever. Alien. Wait, hold up. Let me write down because I'm going to forget what I say. All right, so Blade Runner. Scott Pilgrim. Alien is my third choice. I love the aesthetic, the 80s aesthetic. I love how it was written. to where anyone could fill in that role. The Sigourney Weaver being Ripley was just a chance. Could have been a dude, could have been someone else, could have been anybody. And I like the simplicity of the story of they're just space truckers with an infestation, with a lot of subtext under it, with a lot of layers under it. So I think that's brilliant. Looper is also on my top 10. Freaking adore that movie. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, Spider-Verse. Now, I love Spider-Man. That's my superhero, hero. But Spider-Verse was like cool. It merges like your standard origin story with cool animations, and it's with Miles. And it's great. It's wonderful. Let's see. We got Spider-Verse. I'm trying to remember them.
Sorry, Spider-Verse as in, I was trying to think, Miles Teller. That's the Sony one, the animated one, right?
Yeah.
That's in your top 10?
Dude, on a visual level from a visual artist, or for a visual artist, it is eye candy, and it's brilliant. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And even subtle things like
because it's in my top 20 for sure. Not to cut you off, when I first saw it, I thought Netflix screwed up and put it in 3D. I was like, why does it?
That's
what
funny.
I'm talking? The blues and the
got chromatic aberration.
But the more the further we got into it, my girlfriend loved it. It's like one of her favorite movies.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do anything too different. It is its own. It's another origin story, but it just it works so well.
I agree.
So it's what am I trying to say here? Again, as a visual artist, it's like it uses chromatic aberration as opposed to using depth of field. And in terms of being woke, it stars Miles, who is black. So it's like, oh, cool, we're getting more diversity. We also have Gwen as a spider. We also have I think her name was Penny. We got Piggy. It's great. It's good. And okay, quick little trivia. Miles, at least for the first half or something, he moves at I think 12 or 14 frames per second, whereas all the other spider characters move at 24 frames per second. And it's a very subtle thing to show hey, he's getting new, or he's new to this whole spider thing. He's still feeling out where he belongs, where his grounds are. And meanwhile, all the expert spider people, or the people that have experience, already move a lot smoother. They have some experience. They know what to do. Even though this is Miles' story, all these characters kind of serve as a mentor figure. And it's just great. It's just really cool. But moving on. Okay, Blade Runner, Scott Pilgrim, Alien, Looper, Spider-Verse. It's a toss-up between the Star Trek 2009 movie and the fourth original movie, The Voyage Home. I think that's the fourth one. Yes, that is the fourth one. Because, the 2009 movie was really cool. It was great action. Not the best Star Trek-y movie. But on a visual level, it is just stunning. And I also really enjoy J.J. Abrams' his style there. Whereas with The Voyage Home, it's nostalgic. It's the most Trekky a movie has been. So for my next piece, it's a toss-up between the 2009 Star Trek and then the Voyage Home Star Trek movie, the old one. And
come on, give it to 2009.
I don't know, dude.
Give it.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm a lot more of a Trekkie than I think I even give myself credit.
I am not a Trekkie.
But the first one has fantastic visuals, but the older movie definitely has its sense of. I'm gonna give it to the old one because I already have. I'll find another one for J.J. Abrams.
You disappoint me.
You know what? Let's go watch it. Let's watch it. Let's do it.
Now that I've matured, actually, you know what? I think we do need to revisit some of these movies.
I wanna revisit Looper specifically.
I'm down.
There's a lot of these movies in my top 10 that I'm like, I actually haven't seen these for like 3 to 5 plus years. The Voyage Home is one that I'll watch clips for here and there, but I haven't seen that movie throughout for probably over a decade, but I just remember really enjoying it. Okay, Whiplash is another favorite of mine. Now, I'm not a drummer by any means, but I am an artist. And just to see
this top 10 list
is
going to switch for me. You keep bringing up. You just keep bringing up movies that I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Dude, I thought about my top 10 for the longest time. It's so good. But yeah, Whiplash is like, it's one of those movies that I'm like, dude, like look at this guy's determination. It's like it's amazing on a visual level, on a sound level. The acting is phenomenal, but like it just tugs at my artistic heartstrings. It's like, oh my god, like as someone who wants to be in movie making and who's in LA right now, it's like how far am I willing to go for the craft that I am pursuing? And I don't. It's glorious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I'm at 7. What's the last 3? Wall-E. Robots in Love. How could you not? It's probably like the one very kiddie movie that's on my list. I adore that movie. It's also like, I don't know, it's like the first hour has no dialogue in it, but you know exactly how the characters are feeling, what they're expressing, what their desires are.
Yeah.
The sound design is by Skywalker Ranch, I think, which is AKA Star Wars Skywalker. It's phenomenal. The visuals are inspired by film. They actually did make models of Wall-E and Eve in real life, and they brought in film lenses and cameras to test out the depth of field, and they wanted to make this as cinematic as possible. It was incredible. Yeah, like they went all out for Wall-E. They went all out, and it's gorgeous. And it's got, a good, message of like, hey, there's Hal from 2001. In this, except it's I don't remember the ship's name, but the ship's in it. The ship is actually narrated by Sigourney Weaver, and it's got a good overall message about just humanity and stuff.
Don't be fat and lazy.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8? Oh, my last 2. I'm actually pretty impressed that I was able to remember a lot of these. What is my last 2 though? Oh,
I'm
Bumblebee keeps popping up in my head.
How I'm gonna switch my top 10. We're gonna revisit this in the next one with concrete, thought out top 10 movies.
Because I already thought a lot of this, but shoot,
I honestly, this is terrible because I feel like if we do this all in one podcast, like a thought out one, you and I will spend probably an hour each.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
Which I'm fine with. I think that'd be a fun thing to do.
Yes. Let's spend an entire podcast doing that. This is just the intro.
So down.
Let's do it, dude. District 9 is my other choice. That is my 9th choice. 9 for 9.
Great choice.
It's amazing. Neil Blomkamp, I freaking adore your style. I just wish you had better writers, or like if you had an editor. But I love. It's like it's a similar concept to like Avatar in a way. It's like aliens versus humans, and the humans are kind of the villain antagonist role, and like they just want to go home. Why are they here? Why are they stuck here? But like. Whereas Avatar, like, you have, like, these pretty blue aliens with, like, cat noses, and they're very cute and adorable, and people adore them. James Cameron utilizes their physical appearance to be like, hey, you should feel sorry for these people, whereas District 9 prawns are ugly. And yet you still feel for them.
The fact that he pulled it off, I mean, that's...
Yeah. It's got this realistic style, too, and I'm a huge fan of, like, cool glamour, lens flares, sweeping dolly and crane shots with awesome cinematic movement. But no, here's like a realistic documentary style movie holding up a mirror to humanity, and it's gorgeously brilliant.
Yeah, that, and I can say confidently, even without making the whole podcast on our official top 10s, that is in my top 3,
without
a doubt. Yeah,
nice. So good, dude.
I still
That's
remember
the first
leaving
movie
the
ever that
theater.
I've seen that movie multiple times in theaters.
Yeah.
The first one.
I think we voxed right afterwards, or I texted you right
I think
after
you
I got
texted,
out of
yeah.
the movies, and I was like, District 9 is one of the greatest movies I have ever seen.
Right. That's one I need to revisit. It's been forever since I've seen that one. Dude, we should just have like an entire day of just movie binging.
I'm so down. Especially when you move back, which I will vox
or even
you.
during Christmas or something.
Yeah, and
If we
I'm
wanna
gonna
do it sooner,
vox
but-
you after this about kind of what my plan is upon your return.
Oh
home.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then my last pick, it's between Parasite and Bumblebee. For now, though, what? What?
Have
you seen Parasite?
Yes.
Dude,
I
Parasite's
just
so good.
watched it. Oh,
Isn't it freaking great? I'm trying not to swear
goodness.
here, but like whenever I say freaking, just know the
No,
F-bomb
you can,
gets dropped.
I think we can drop.
Okay,
couple
this is
here
a
and there.
PG-13, more so
Yeah.
R, but it's a fucking phenomenal. I watched that movie and I'm like, I mean, I've seen movies like this before, but this is refreshing. Unlike
It was
Ready
so
Player
refreshing.
One, it's not like Ready Player One where it's like, oh, this feels like an 80s movie told today. It's like, no, this is like original. It's great. Why do I like this movie so much? It feels like, I feel like it's good. It's so good.
I was glued. Like the first 10 minutes, I was a little like, okay, I kind of get where this is going. And then I was just like, the whole movie, I was laying in bed and I ended up having to switch, to where, like, I was laying away from the TV, just with my head propped on a pillow. And then as the movie kept going, I ended up not even realizing it the other way on my stomach, like at the end of my bed, right at the TV, just like, what? This is so good.
It's so tense, which is funny because like it's almost pitched as a horror movie, but then like you watch, because that's what I was expecting the entire time. I didn't watch any trailers for it. I've just heard about it, and of course I'm in Los Angeles, so everyone's talking and raving about like, oh, it's such a good movie, and it is. It's a phenomenal movie. That would be probably my professional pick, but I'm going to go with a personal pick and say Bumblebee. That may not be my official, but dude, Bumblebee is it's so cute. It's robots.
Well, I can see that.
And
for
it's
you.
Iron Giant with it's Bumbles. That's my personal pick.
You know what? I can't even talk. I haven't seen it. I need to watch. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Honestly, you're not really missing too much. Okay, here's the thing. It's the movie. It's the Transformers movie I've been waiting for since 2007. The first Shia LaBeouf movie is fine. I would say it's out of all the Transformers movies, that's one of the best ones. But in my personal opinion, if none of the movies ever existed outside the animated 80s one, Bumblebee is a phenomenal first movie. Like, just go forget the rest of the movies. If you want an actual, like, at least a decent story, good characters that you can actually like feel for, as opposed to just, and of course it's got its own amount of action galore, but it's also funny. It's got like funny moments, it's got cute moments, It's got heartfelt moments. Like, there's characters in this. It's not just pretty visuals, even though it does have pretty visuals. It's not just that. Tony absolutely despises The Last Night. I kind of adore The Last Night too, though, like for the wrong reason though. It's like I'm a Transformers fan. I already hate the movie franchises, but dude, The Last Night is just so bonkers. It's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's like so bonkers that what is even happening right now? And my two most hyped movies, Spider-Verse, probably Tenet too. Those are my top two hyped movies. And it's weird because like there aren't too many hyped movies I'm looking forward to anymore. I'm like looking into video games more so recently, but in terms of hyped movies, it's probably just those two, Tenet and Spider-Verse. I'm sure there's probably a movie that I'm not thinking about. If there's the Optimus Prime sequel, if that's still a thing, I'm hyped for that. But currently that's just like in the rumor phase. I'm not sure about Star Trek 4. That's been on hiatus forever now, but yeah.
Yeah. No, so Star Trek 4 is happening. They have the cast all put together.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
At least I'm always a little cautious about it, just because unless there's an actual teaser trailer released, it's up in the air for me right now. So much changes constantly. But if there's a cast, that means it's getting closer. It's definitely getting closer. But that is our top 10 movies for both of us, and our two most hyped movies. And hopefully that gives you a little peek into who we are as a person. But kind of transitioning here, I think that was a bit about you and me was kind of like the majority of this podcast, which is fine. I guess we can get into more of the artistic stuff. What about us? Are we the wannabes? So, Josh, what are you doing currently for work, and where do you want to go, and what are you doing to get to where you want to go?
Yeah. So, honestly, I've toned down. I've had so many business ventures I've just wanted to go with, run with, do stuff with. I've had multiple business license, just
including
never found,
one with me,
including being a part of a Mosaic. At the time, I personally see that coming back together. I'd love to use my attributes, the people skills I have developed, to help Mosaic build forward. But I'm a money man. I really enjoy the business side of really anything. It's bizarre. Yeah. Like, just to be able to manage the money and the promoting and the marketing for and it's smaller endeavors is what I'm after. Like the indie thing that you would discuss, that like
the startups, the indies,
to help get them to where they want to go, to help get them to where they're wanting to be. And because I know, like, I don't know, I guess that's it. Because I know from an outside perspective, that's not the passion projects. The indie creators are very passionate about what they do. The business side of it isn't the exciting part for them. I don't know if you can attest to that, if that's like how it is for you.
50-50. I think it's fun to know what we can do after the business stuff is done, but until then, it's like, man, business. All right, here we go.
Yeah, and for me, that's stuff. What excites me. So that's really what I've been developing my skills in. Like, even right now, being a paralegal, I just negotiate. I build relationships with adjusters, insurance companies, and work with them to get cases resolved for clients. I have close connections with the clients. Building portfolio there. I've done a lot of sales experience, so that's what I do for work right now. What I want to build on that. Excuse me. I have some ventures I'm working on right now. That honestly, this podcast is one of them. Not that I want it to become business. I definitely don't. I just like what we're doing with this to kind of show our development throughout the years. And I think of it kind of like a personal journal. Like, hey, like, even being put on the spot right now, I can't give you 100% answer on how I'm going to get to where I want to be. But at least I have it figured out now, what I really enjoy. And this being the journal, it is for me, at least, when we get into this stuff, is it'll keep me motivated to keep pushing. Be like, because now once I leave this podcast, that's what's going to be on my mind. Okay, what are my next steps going to be to get there? And
for sure,
I love reading like business books. My favorite one still is, I think you like this book too. The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I love that book.
I don't think I've read that one.
Really?
What's the one? Yeah, Ronnie.
It's like the subtle art.
I think it is that one.
Yeah. Let me see the.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she gave me this.
Subtle,
well, okay,
yeah.
she's looking. I need to actually read it because she wants it back. It looks like an easy read though. Just a little.
It's not bad, and it's
Yeah.
it's really good. Like it, you don't
been
have
reading?
to. Yeah.
Dude, nice. This
Yeah.
is the other
What's
one that I've
nice
been-
about that book too is you don't have to sit through Save the Cat.
It's about storytelling, but I don't know why. It's just
okay.
Save the cat. Okay.
Gotcha.
This is done by Dr. Seuss, and he's back. He's alive.
But that's really it. This podcast is definitely going to help me get there.
Yeah.
Just passion stuff right now. Like I want to build up my music portfolio. I want to really start diving more into creating stuff there, improving my vocals. I've been picking up my guitar more and just want to practice that. Just building
man.
myself up to get to those next steps.
Yeah. 'Cause
I'm
previously you
really in
mentioned
the
before-
process, and this is where the WannaBe comes in. I'm in the process of figuring myself out. I mean, in a nutshell, I have a
Who
broad
is
idea
Josh
of what it is I
Esteron?
want to do, and getting into the nitty gritty is what will come to be through this podcast. I mean, you're just going to see a personal journey from
Yeah.
start to finish, and I have no shame in admitting I don't know how I'm going to get there yet. I really do have hopes to link back, with Mosaic, and that's something we've discussed a little bit. But there's still, I mean, it's still under talks. It's something we'll, I'm sure,
Absolutely,
develop
yeah.
more as we move
Yeah.
forward. Because I love everything you're doing, especially. It all excites me. There's not a piece
thanks.
of it that I don't think is exciting and interesting, and I think it would be great to come together and use both of what our skill sets to make it in. I mean, have fun with it. Roll with it. But ultimately,
One of
it's
my
yours.
favorite memories to this day is still Cupid Zero, which is just like the story that you and I created, acted by you, and produced, and I guess like on a technical level created by me. It's still one of the best memories I have. Cupid Zero.
Oh my gosh!
Like in terms of collaborating, that's one of my favorites that we've done.
Yeah, I would love, honestly, to be able to take over the side of the work that's making sure, like, everyone's getting fed, making sure everybody's okay on set. Like
Assistant director? I don't know, actually. Producer,
yeah,
assistant
and
director.
like with budget, like how figure out what it is you're wanting to do with the project and making sure we can fit it into the budget. And then I think what would be great is with your creativity, if there's something that maybe goes out of budget, you'd be able to figure out, okay, how can I maybe do a practical effect, or how can I do something to still make it look,
Yeah, for sure.
stuff like that. That's really it, though. But
And every creative person needs a businessman. There's a class that I took back in Seattle, and it was all about like how to be an indie producer. And it's so funny because I go back to that class in my head, and I have notes on it, but I have very clear, defined memories of it. And one of his tips was, you have a musician who makes one song every month, and he only charges that song $1 to his patrons, let's say. And he has over, let's say 5,000 fans. Only half the, let's say 50,000. 50,000 followers. A fraction of them are a hardcore fan, aka they will buy that song. And let's say even 5,000 out of 50,000 buy it. Okay. It's only $1. To the individual, that's nothing. That's just $1. To him, though, holy crap! 5,000 people just bought my song. I have $5,000 now. That's essentially that. I mean, it's a brilliant thing. But
let's get into that. That's basically kind of it for me. But let's get into Matt.
Oh boy, yeah. Every artist needs the business, but every business needs the artist, because one can't go without the other.
Quote that. Tattoo it. Get it
Tattoo
on your
it.
t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
On your forehead.
I just like making stuff, dude. You know me. But for those who don't, I just like drawing and making and creating stuff. I love creating cosplays. I'm huge into cosplay. Haven't really made a cosplay in a little bit just because of my whole moving situation. But even then, actually, I'll share with you this after the podcast, but I made a little helmet here. I just like creating stuff, and I love storytelling. Even though my writing isn't the best, it's something that I'm trying to get better at. Currently, I am a content creator for an online filmmaking show, and I'm also a host for a lighting company.
Famous.
Yeah, right. Actually, famous. So funny enough, last Tuesday, Checo and I, a buddy at work, we were on another podcast just as like a guest star. It's like, hey, it's about filming. It was really cool.
I apologize for that. That was unnecessary.
What for? What? What'd you do?
Oh, I just burped really loud.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I don't know if it catches in your microphone or not, but I did not hear it. But
that's awesome. You guys were on it. Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing. So, I'm currently just doing as much research as possible. I wanted to come down here to LA and just experience movie making, experience the industry as much as I could, and bring my knowledge and expertise up to Seattle. And of course, I'm kind of starting to realize my own things in life, like, why do I not want to stay in LA? Why am I pursuing something else? Why am I pursuing this, and that? And being a movie maker, like, there's so much you could be a master of.
Right.
But as my old advisor said, you could be really good at everything, but a master at none. Or you can be kind of bad at a lot of things, but you are a master at this one thing. I look at my friend Micah. He, I would say, is a master at writing and directing. He kind of sucks at time management, though. And he doesn't know anything about costume making. He has ideas, but he kind of sucks at it. Whereas I feel like I'm a bit more in the middle, where it's like I'm pretty good at a bunch of different things, but I'm trying to find out what is the thing that I want to be a master at. If that is what I should be doing anyways. But yeah, there's been a lot of personal growth with me living down here. But ideally, while I'm working down here, researching down here, I want to start up Mosaic as this thing that people can go to. I want to kind of lead by example. I love robots and science fiction. I want to make stuff that's a lot like that. I want to make things that my heroes make, whether that be like online video content to short films to feature films. My ultimate goal is to make like a few short films to lead up to a web series to lead up into a feature. And one of the short films is going to be a Mass Effect fan short, because I adore that franchise. I adore that story. And so much so that I even have a tattoo of it on my chest. But I want to kind of give back to it inspired me on a storytelling level. It inspired me on a sci-fi level. It inspired me as a person to be like, shoot, like as I'm talking to regular people in my day-to-day life, like, what are my options in terms of responding? Do I go Paragon? Do I go neutral? Do I go Renegade? Do I investigate even more? How do I think more of a third person perspective about myself, not just in this fictional world? How do I be a better person through this? And so that's ultimately the goal. Just be a movie maker. Ideally everywhere in the world, but make home base like Seattle, basically. Even if that means flying constantly down here, that's fine. I'll fly constantly. That's cool.
Hell yeah, I'll join you.
Let's do it, dude.
Let's do it.
But that's pretty much me, though. It's like I've been learning a lot about niches, robots, and robots, and robots, robots.
I know you love robots. I think they're cool too. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, it's just me. I totally get like robots in science fiction. It's like you're a lot more grounded in terms of you have a finger in like a little bit of everything in terms of a genre. But if I had like my niche, it is sci-fi. I love that stuff. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it, though. It's like I'm just trying to do a bunch of research, and I'm getting to a point where it's like, stop researching and just do. I mean, continue researching, but at some point, you just got to take what you researched and just go out and make stuff.
Do it.
Just do it. Do it now.
Yeah. No, that was great. That was great.
But yeah, that's where we're at, and then I think that wraps everything up.
I think I mean that gives that's there's an idea. I mean what this is, what our plans are. That not every podcast is necessarily going to be our journey, to where we're hoping to head. I mean, I definitely want to do some creative ideas as well, like side stuff of like the movie thing or
I was about to say, like, some of these podcast episodes probably won't be in this particular format. Some will be a lot more project based. Some will be a lot more BS, day in the life things and fun based. We're not really, we're wannabe artists, and here's our journey both on the personal and professional side. And here's just think of it as two dudes, just a day in the life in a way. What are they doing? What are these entrepreneurial wannabes doing?
Exactly. Well, on that note, I'm good to wrap up here.
Sweet. Sounds good.
I don't know. Are you?
Yeah. No. That's great.
I think that's a good stopping point, or I'll just continue for another hour.
Sounds good. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, that's until next time, ladies and gents, and everyone in between. I have been Matt,
and I'm Josh.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Think about it for a sec. I wanted to say something funny, but I lost it at the last second.
Oh,
so
no.
I just went with Josh. I know.
It's the worst.
I know. It's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah.
You'll remember
ladies,
it
gentlemen,
off camera.
Anything in between robots, whatever you are.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. And I like it.